Hi guys, the concrete crisis is getting worse and worse. So it may come as a bit of a surprise to some, but when a Tory minister, in this case Education Secretary Gillian Keegan, makes a promise, you shouldn't really expect it to be honoured. Here's Sarah Skinner, the CEO of Penrose Learning Trust, explained in detail the problems facing a number of schools she's in charge of. Skinner also explained how she was told by the head of the Department of Education that alternative classrooms were ready to go, as a workaround to the problem. But Sarah here is still waiting. The Trust is potentially looking at a bill of £500,000, but they don't know how to claim that money back from Keegan. Have a listen.
I understand 3 of your 8 schools have an issue with RAAC. How bad is it? What does it mean for those buildings?
Well, it's considerable. In one school we have 12 classrooms out, in the second school we have 16 classrooms out and a gymnasium, and in the third school we have 14 classrooms out and a staff room.
Wow. So where are those kids going?
Well, at the moment we can have certain year groups back at a time, but some will be on home learning until we secure the temporary classroom on site, set up, ready to go.
Have you had to order temporary classrooms?
Yes, we've secured some today. We've been waiting for the DfE to give us a date on when the ones they apparently have procured can arrive, but they can't give us that information at the moment.
But didn't the Education Secretary say on Monday she had the temporary classrooms, she had the porta cabins ready to go? Give us a call.
She did. I am ready to receive them, but at the moment we just cannot get any information on how many across the country for everyone, how many I can have and when they can arrive.
Okay, so you've ordered your own temporary classrooms. How many do you have to order?
I need 26 across the 3 schools. Today I have definitely secured 6 with furniture at one site, 14 at another, but they will take longer to set up because they're units and need building. And tomorrow we're going to confirm whether we've secured 8 for another site.
My goodness, how much do they cost?
We've had one price for the 6 definites. It's £125,000 for a 12-week hire.
Wow, so you could be looking at a bill, assuming you managed to get all those temporary classrooms, of about £500,000?
Yes, absolutely. That's before we start the work, yeah.
Okay, do you have confidence that the Department for Education will give you that money for those temporary classrooms that you've had to order, despite the Education Secretary saying she had them ready to go?
We are categorically being told that our capital costs will be refunded. We don't know how we claim that money back yet.
Okay.
Oh my God. Now, what's important to remember here is that she mentioned capital funding. Now, is this covered under capital funding? Because capital funding may only cover repairs to the schools themselves, not actual replacement classrooms. So it's possible that this trust has gone out, rightly so, hired classrooms, and in this case it seems to be 12 weeks, that's all they can get it for, at a massive cost. Now the concerning thing about this is that the Prime Minister, Rishi Sunak, has said, we will do what it takes. The Chancellor, Jeremy Hunt, was a bit more ambiguous, saying that, well, this will have to come out of existing budgets. But how can this come out of existing budgets when it's something extraordinary? This was not something planned. And the government have been saying that they will cover these costs, but they mainly are talking about, it seems, the cost to the rebuilding of the schools, not these actual emergency costs. Like, the government can say, well, we already had the accommodation available. You shouldn't have gone out and purchased or rented this extra accommodation for the students and for the teachers. We're not going to refund you. It's possible that could happen. And then these trusts will be left with a massive bill that in many cases they're probably struggling to pay in order to provide classrooms to children, because the Department of Education either didn't have them or didn't have them available on time. It's an absolute mess. But the big concern, of course, is how do you get this money back? Will the Department of Education fund them? Will it be to the Treasury? How is it going to work? It seems that the department don't even have the emergency classrooms ready to go, as the Secretary of State said. This isn't the case, obviously, because schools are demanding them and they're not available. But if they have to go out themselves and rent these emergency classrooms, it's going to be concerning because it's going to be very expensive as demand goes up, and this may not be covered as part of the funding that Rishi Sunak is talking about. Let me know in the comment section, guys, what you think. As always, your comments are greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot.